Hi everybody, this is a Sentiment Timing weekly video recap for Tuesday, June 30th, 2015. So we have some nice volatility hitting these markets right now, and more than ever, you need to know what is going to be taking place and when. That's really the most important part, is when to expect lows, when to expect highs. So at Sentiment Timing, we believe that human beings and the markets are rational. Right now, the irrational exuberance is going into the whole Greece saga, and it obviously that was the reason for the big drop yesterday. But the question I would have is, how did Woody know that the top was coming here? How did Woody know that in August 15th that the top was coming on September 19th? It seems like the dates that are there, the news follows it, and these are these are from his proprietary technical timing indicators that give these dates, and as you can see, they're right more than wrong, and the times that they're wrong, they're usually break-even trades, and eventually they do go in the direction that was anticipating. So we saw back in the May timeframe that we just had a series of very, very high bullish readings: 92, 90, 93, 90, 91. And what that is, and what he was looking at, that is buying exhaustion. And from that, he was then saying that it was a topping process that was in place. So between that time period, we had the June 12th and the 15th that were supposed to be negative, and then from there we were supposed to be heading up into the after the FOMC reading, the FOMC meeting, and possibly into the end of the quarter. So we did actually get, from these dates, that was the exact top, that was the bottom, and we had to move up. Now, what I want to show you is that as we were moving up, the term periods, if we go back here, we were looking for a topping process to take place the week of June 22nd and into specifically July 1st. So that was, really what we were looking for. It was a topping process, and it was during this time frame. So if we go back, my question would be, you got the low. We got a great move off of this. This is the 22nd right here. This is the first tomorrow. Why would you want to be buying this last move up? And if you're just a long trader, what you want to be doing is scaling out of your long positions. If you're a long and short trader, you start scaling in short positions. If the S&P kept going higher, you scale in, because you knew that this was the time period that we were expecting to move down. And it was, if we go back, it was, there was reasons for the 22nd to be some kind of top, and it played out exactly like that. Now the door was open, that we could have saw strength heading into the July 1st period. But again, when you're in the window for a move down, why would you be buying? It's just that's really the main part of the information that is provided by him that nobody else can really do. So we had the series of high sentiment readings. We had the low, high. That's where we got the nice moves off of the the drop and then the rally back up. And now we are into the period that we are expecting weakness. And if you don't know when this weakness is supposed to carry into, is it going to be just a 2-day, 3-day thing? Is it going to be longer? If you don't know that, and you get short on one of the dates that we had, and we had to move down, and now you're shorting this rally, but you have to know when these turns are coming. So we were right in the window of expected weakness, and that's what took place. So if we're just going to go to our to our normal charts right now, we're at some support levels for the S&P. We had a 1% bullish reading yesterday. It was pretty low. So if we get a bounce, it makes sense. But the thing is, do you buy into the bounce or do you short it? And that's where I'm saying knowing when the potential low is coming is really, really important, because remember when we had this black hole event, everybody was buying this rally right here thinking that was it. If you didn't know that the low wasn't coming for another 2 weeks, you got absolutely slaughtered. Now, if you knew the low was coming on this date, which was the exact date, you were buying this dip with not really not a lot of emotions, because you knew that the turn was coming, and we saw, over a 280 point rally off of that. So we've been saying that there's a black hole event. This was the black hole here. This was reported on September 19th, that it was going to be a top coming on September 19th, and that was the exact date. So again, what news did Woody know a month ahead of time for this drop? Well, we have another black hole event that is pending. Is this it? We can't give you that information. It may turn into something like that, but there's other specific dates that he's watching as well. But if you don't know when the low is and you're going to start buying on these things, you're going to get wiped out on something like this. Now, again, I'm not saying that is what's going to play out right now. What we do know is that we have the S&P is at some support. If it breaks this, there's going to be a very, very quick move down to the next support level, which is all the way down at the 1985. But again, we could get a bounce and then down, or they may take it a bit higher. We may get some positive Greece news and it bounces up. But again, is Greece really the news? How did Woody know this 3 weeks ago that the Greece was going to default? He didn't. So this wasn't even part of the equation. This is just the smoke and mirrors part of what's going on. And the low is going to come on the low date that is anticipated. So, again, knowing when to expect these turns is probably one of the most important things that you're going to know and have any kind of information that you get. And there's nobody better at it. You can see the chart right here. These were exact dates. And the ones that didn't work, they were basically break-even trades, and eventually they did work. But from there, we're back on track again. And these next couple months are going to be, people are going to be able to make years worth of gains. And that's really what we're anticipating. So I mentioned yesterday when I gave you the free report that I was going to be changing up the promotions. Yesterday was $79.99 for the first month. Today it is $99.99 for the first month. And tomorrow we're going to do a quick little update, and it's going to change again. I may get that update out in the morning. I'm not sure, but as soon as we get it out, it is going to change. I can promise you it's not going back down to $79.99. So if you're interested in finding out when these turns are going to be hitting ahead of time, being able to manage your portfolio without your emotions taking control, take advantage of this, because like I said, there's going to be some massive moves that are going to be pending. A possible black hole is approaching, but all that is explained through Woody in the newsletter. And like I said, right now there's we could be seeing some kind of bounce. Just look for your resistance zones, but you have to know when to exit any shorts. And if you get caught on the wrong side because you missed the actual turn date, you're going to get absolutely crushed in this market. And we've seen it move up and down hundreds of points in a matter of hours, days, and you don't want to get caught on that. So with that, look for an update out tomorrow, and until then, have a great night.